How does a college dropout go from sleeping on his buddy's dining room floor to earning a Green Beret and then continuing on to succeed and becoming a pilot in the 160th Special Operations Regiment? It's a loaded question, but I can tell you right now that that's my story. And when I was 20 years old, I was looked at as a failure. I was looked at as somebody that potentially would not amount to anything and had drank my college life away and drank my future career aspirations away. The number one trait that I've learned through my life that led to all these successes was never settling. Now, that is something that is thrown out there a lot, right? Progress is the clearest path to perfection. I think Vince Lombardi said that once. And it's so true because it doesn't have to be career related. It doesn't have to be finance related. It can be applicable in every area of your life, whether you're a husband, whether you're a dad, whether you're a son or daughter. It really does not matter. Not settling for who you were yesterday is key to personal and professional growth. So having that growth mindset and having that objective that you are reaching for and that you are working towards will lead to success because you are being intentional with your actions. And that is number one, never settling for good enough. Another thing that led to success, ironically, is having a chip on my shoulder. So when I dropped out of college, I had the mentality and I knew that my parents were looking at me like, you're a failure. You're not going to go anywhere in life. You're just going to work at Walmart the rest of your life because you dropped out of college and you're not going to amount to anything. So that chip on my shoulder led me to internally say, that's bull crap. Like, I am not going to accept that as my fate. And that's when I went to the military and went to the Army recruiter and said, hey, what's something hard? What's something badass that I can do that is going to prove not only my parents wrong, but prove to myself that I am more than just a college dropout and I am more than just a failure in life. And if that never happened, if I didn't have that chip on my shoulder and I just went through college, my life would have been totally different. I would not have gone through the path that I have gone through. And I am super proud of where I went and the experiences that I had in life. So sometimes a failure and having that chip on your shoulder can later lead to success beyond your wildest dreams. Last but not least is having the willingness to work. That might seem like the most obvious thing in the world, but I'm not talking about showing up. I'm talking about going above and beyond. I'm talking about when I was training before I even joined the Army, I could already by far max the Army APFT or PT test back then, whatever it's called. I could already ruck 15 miles within the standard of what it would take months down the road at selection because I was putting in the work before I even got there. I did the prep work so that when I showed up, I'm not going to say it was easy. Nothing's easy when you're going through a pipeline like that, but I was at least prepared for it physically and I was ready to go. I knew that I had what it took physically because I knew the standard and I could exceed the standard before I even started. So putting in the work, whether that's physical, whether that's mental preparation, it doesn't matter. But being willing to put in the work has carried me and others in special operations far beyond what the average human being is willing to do.